Hi and welcome. So in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about pages that have between 101 and 250 words of content on them. This is all part of the summary tab of our reporting section. You can access this by clicking the reporting link in the side menu, and that will take you to well, if you have more than one project you can choose which project, otherwise it will take you to the latest crawl. And if you do have multiple sites or multiple projects, you can select those within here. Now you can also select the latest crawl, so if we select that crawl and we compare it to, say, a crawl previously, you'll notice that these numbers update. That just means that you can compare the data, typically pages that fall into the various categories that we've summarized. Now our web crawler collects a lot of data, and we provide this to you in a number of formats, such as in Excel documents and CSVs, charts online and so forth. But excuse me, one of the things that we like to do is summarize this data for you in a way that makes complete sense. So for example, in the content section here, all of these are expandable and collapsible, so if we just do this, it makes it a little bit easier for us to concentrate on the specific section that we're talking about. And in this case, we're looking at pages with 101 to 250 words. We create this category because Google typically prefers pages with more than 250 words worth of content, because it requires a certain amount of content on a website in order for Google to understand what that page is about. It also affords opportunities for you to improve optimization towards your target keywords. And the more content there is in the page, the more likelihood you are of addressing the user need as well. Although again, these are all rules of thumbs with many exceptions. So we show you this data in the summary tab just so that you can have a look and identify any potential issues. As you can see, this has been broken down into a distribution, so pages of 251 to 500 words or more than 2,000 words. And we provide thermometers next to each one that implies that this may be an issue or if it's all good. Now in this case we've given the just data, which means that it's not necessarily a problem, it's just something that you might want to review. If you click the drop down menu next to any of these items, what you'll see is a set of descriptions about what that data is, how we collect it, what it means, what the impact of that is on your site, and if there's any potential recommendation that we could make to improve the SEO value of the pages affected by this. Now, as I've said before, the numbers that we show in these two columns are from the latest and previous crawl, unless you've selected specific crawls. And if we click on this data, we go through to a page where we see all of the data that falls into this category. We provide extra information about the word count, so the number of words on each of those pages, which can be sortable so that you can see the highest to lowest number of words per page. And we also include information about whether these pages are indexable, canonical, and if they're in the sitemap. Typically, if pages aren't indexable or they're non-canonical and they're not listed in the sitemap, then the number of words on those pages is a lot less important because it's not going to affect your SEO. You can always download this data by clicking the download CSV button, and that will just create a CSV of this data. But we also have an extensive amount of data within this section here where you can create custom CSV files, build SEO reports or broken link reports. Now we also show this data in another way as well. Because it's a distribution, it quite often helps if we show that data like as an actual distribution. Now in terms of content, this is across the entire site. So something that I hadn't mentioned earlier is that this content it refers to content on all HTML pages. So regardless of whether or not that page is indexable or canonical or not in a sitemap, as long as that page is accessible, we will see how many words are on that page and then show that as a distribution either in a table or in a chart. And here you can see that there's a distribution across our site where the majority of pages have between 500 and 1,000 words. And here it will show you the number of pages that meets. If you click on that, that will take you through to a list of all of those pages. But we also show you this for canonical pages, so pages that are most likely to be used and effective in your SEO strategy. Okay, so there's also some side navigation here which can take you from the SEO audit back to reporting. Once you're on the reporting page, this is where we were when we first began. I hope that's answered everything that you need to know about pages that have between or have at least less than 250 words on them. Again, it's not a major error, but it is something that can be looked at to improve. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this video has been useful to you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.